The Martian, great film.
Ooh, very good. True. Beautiful platform. Woo!
Now that's a libero for you, and Frischman showing some touch just past gift.
So the reason I say that is a beautiful platform is because if you watch his extension and his hold on his platform, it's really early on. It's right behind the ball at a nice time, and he also moves his feet really great. So it's fun to see him just extend that platform the entire time through his pass. It's a very deliberate way of passing the ball.
21-15, 21-19.
That right there is what I want my passing platform to be. So if you've been, and you can tell by Cameron's excitement that she agrees too. I was joking with Chase about that the other night, that he might have to ask her out because she was so attracted to his passing platform. But you know, if you've been following along, if you're one of like 6 people who's been following along from the stop in Austin and New York, you'll know that my big thing has been freezing the platform after I pass the ball. But what it doesn't account for is actually getting to the ball to pass it in the first place. And I sent the film after New York to my buddy Kevin Villela, who's coming out here today for practice. Kevin Villela, he gets me ready for basically every tournament. Although you bailed on me for New York.
Yeah,
you couldn't be there Wednesday at 6 in the morning. So that's the reason why I lost.
Yeah, that's probably what
happened. And Joel's preparation just wasn't enough.
Yeah, so that's completely on me, guys. I'm here now, so for Seattle, everything should be okay.
So Kevin is my guy who I send the film to basically every time, and he sets up a nice little Google Doc and he timestamps all the shit that I do wrong.
Which is a lot of timestamps.
Which is a lot of timestamps.
Yeah.
So tell the viewers, all 6 of them, what I did wrong in New York.
But the biggest one that I think you should focus on, which we're going to really work on in practice today, is going down to your knees a lot. And that comes a lot from being like sort of off balance, right? So there's a lot of like crossover steps that you did that you kind of fell on. Even balls that were served really tough but were only like about a foot away from you, you would for some reason fall and just kind of splay it up super fast.
Well, it's World Cup season, you have to flop, so.
Yeah, I guess LeBron was just in the playoffs. So sort of checks out, so.
Point of emphasis number 2 has been blocking and peel digging. So if you remember my video from New York, my blocking was atrocious. And I had Try look at the film too, and he said the first thing that he noticed was that my peel digging, which you're supposed to dig by Try standards, about 75% of the balls that you peel dig on. Well, I dug 0. When you make a peel, it's either because the set's bad, so you should get it anyway, even if it's a decent shot off a bad set, or you read something that should give you an indication of where the ball is going. And I peeled maybe 10, 12 times and got none. So I actually got to practice it with Phil Dahlhauser and Nick Lucena, which was pretty awesome. So getting to peel dig against Phil was terrifying, but I still was able to practice it, and Nick, and it was a lot of fun. And point of emphasis number 3 before Seattle is just practicing with my partner. You know, with Shane, me and him got aced maybe 8, 9, 10 times down the seam just because we didn't know who was going to take it, and that partner chemistry was not there. So I'm playing with Gabe Ospina. We got in 3 or 4 practices, just a ton of serve receive, but also a lot of transition setting, figuring out each other's sets, where I'm going to go when I peel, what he likes to do on the right side and the left side, where he likes his miss. So we covered all of that stuff, and you know, maybe it won't make a huge difference, but in a qualifier, 1 or 2 points, that is a huge difference. So that's what we're looking to kind of shore up heading into Seattle, so we don't end up, you know, uno, dos, adios again.
Well, flight from Phoenix to Seattle was delayed by 2 hours. It's not the worst delay I've had here. Been hit with an 18-hour delay once, which is quite the story. So in the meantime, just carbo loading. I think that's how it works, right? So I was supposed to stay last night at a hotel like half a mile from the site at Lake Sammamish, but my boy Judd Smith, who I was supposed to stay with, he never sent me the address, and then he fell asleep. So when my flight got in at about 11, I didn't have a place to stay. So I bribed my cousin into letting me crash on his couch, and he is gone because he has to work and stuff. So now I'm just kind of wandering aimlessly around Seattle to look for a place to eat breakfast. I think I might be in luck here coming up. I see a Subway. We got some food. And I also had some oatmeal raisin cookies. I heard they're scientifically proven to increase sports performance.
13-20.
All right, made it to AVP Seattle in Lake Sammamish, and this is by far my favorite site, even though Austin will obviously have the memories because I qualified there, and New York was a really cool site, but we all know how I feel about cities, and I'm not a huge city guy. Even though the site and venue are beautiful, get a little claustrophobic in the cities, but this place is unreal. Just like right on this beautiful sparkling lake. We got mountains and green trees and forests everywhere. It's fantastic. And to be honest, like Gabe Ospina and I didn't qualify, but we played really good sound volleyball. Everything that we had worked on leading up to the qualifier, we improved on and got better at. So I had been working on getting my platform out with passing. Passed probably the best I have in a tournament in a long time. Worked on swinging high and deep. Pretty much swung at every single ball, sided out. It was probably one of the best offensive tournaments I've had in a long time. Worked on getting my serving back together. Served probably about as well as I could have. Aced a lot of balls, got them out of system a lot. And sometimes the other team just plays better. And we played David Ryan Vandermeer, who I played with in Laguna not too long ago. We played him and Ian Satterfield in the third round. And we were getting him out of system a lot. And DR would bring Ian back to like the 6 or 7 foot line, and he bounced one from there into the lake. And I looked at Gabe and told him, listen, if those are the plays they were making him make and they're gonna make them, then good on them. That's not something that we can really control much about, because that's just a really good play, and they made a lot of those plays. They won pretty much every 50-50 or scramble ball. That's just what DR does. That's his specialty, and we got to fix those up. But the good thing is we're running it back in San Francisco, so for the first time maybe ever, I'm playing consecutive tournaments with the same partner. So that's gonna be a lot of fun now that we have some chemistry. We got along really, really well on the court. We played really well together, demeanors meshed well. And so Gabe was he was pretty down afterwards, and obviously losing sucks. It's not what you wanna do, but at the same time, we controlled everything we could have pretty well. DR and Ian just played a little bit better, and that's okay sometimes. We took a 21st, which is not a terrible finish. Last year I would have been celebrating that. This year's a little bit different, but a lot to grow on and build on heading into San Francisco in 2 weeks. So for now I'm just going to enjoy this unbelievable site and venue and a great tournament out here in Seattle.